Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from Fat Joe's recent comments on Eminem in an interview that sparked a couple of reactions so far, including the hypothetical arguments, to more on Eminem's 2022 Steam on Spotify. And it's like music listeners, after witnessing the debates around Christmas, took it personal based on Spotify data since the beginning of 2022. And we'll get to more on this in a bit, but first, if you enjoy this content, support it by hitting the like button, subscribe if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So in the early days of 2022, Eminem hit his peak on the artist's global charts on Spotify with nothing out apart from the usual drama on social media that blew up even more thanks to the NFT. And here's what I meant when I said perhaps music listeners took it personal upon witnessing the drama around Christmas, as one of the points that was brought up when Eminem was criticized was how his music did not age well. Oddly enough, but not surprising, even Complex in their recent article that we covered on this channel echoed this point based on fallacies, as we have proved time and time again on this channel. And Eminem has been on a streak of registering 5 songs in the top 10 for most listened songs from the 2000s in the past few days, and the latest report for the 7th shows Without Me, The Real Slim Shady, Till I Collapse, Lose Yourself, and Stand continue the streak of occupying 5 spots in 10. And this has sparked reactions like 5 out of 10? That's insane for someone who nobody listens to. And as usual, here's some context on what this means for Eminem. Let's take the United States for instance. Lose Yourself is the only song in the 5 Eminem songs that occupy the top 10 to reach #1 on Billboard. Till I Collapse wasn't even a single, and in the 2000s decade in the United States, 129 songs hit #1. But the year is 2022, and one artist is able to occupy 5 spots in 10 for most listened 2000s tracks, a feat that should be impossible based on odds if you were a betting man. Like, what happened to all the other artists who were able to chart multiple songs at #1, all 129 songs in total? So on the contrary, it's quite astonishing to see just how much better Eminem songs aged than most of the #1 hits in the 2000s, and now some are calling out Complex's article for what it truly is, as in reaction to the report on the 5th of Eminem occupying 5 spots in 10, the user expands, but Complex did a hit job to tell us Eminem's music didn't age well, and he's one of the biggest artists in hip-hop history. In reality, his music is aging great and more popular than ever, and he is without a doubt the biggest worldwide hip-hop artist ever. The keywords here, Complex did a hit job, that's the perfect description of what that article was. And on a side note, British presenter got a few worked up on Twitter recently with this: Eminem is the greatest poet of all time, his penmanship is unrivaled. Regards. Moving on to the next topic today, Fat Joe once again talked about passing up the chance to sign Eminem, and he summed it up as a time he was immature.
Man, I was just immature. I was crazy. I keep trying to tell y'all, B, you know what's up.
Oh,
Boy,
yeah.
you knew me. I was wild for the night.
But he also shared a hilarious story on an Eminem performance that he witnessed with Pun before the Slim Shady LP dropped, although at that time, Eminem had already linked up with Dre, so it was late.
The Lyricist Lounge, we headlined. He performed with some outsiders, and they all black kids with dreadlocks, and he was so skinny, he was going so crazy, they was holding him by his pants because he was gonna fall off the stage. But me and Pun, I never forget, we left that night, we was like, yo, that white boy, he was crazy.
This story has always sparked discussions based on hypotheticals and based on how things turned out for Eminem. Like they say, hindsight is 20/20, so it's a no-brainer. Interscope/Aftermath was the best thing to happen for M, and more, good thing it passed on M, he wouldn't have been as big as he is now under Joe. This is one we all agree on today, but then again, in an alternate version of reality, if this was in quotes destiny at play and he was bound to blow regardless, in an alternate reality we would be talking about how going with Joe was the best thing to happen, since Dre in that reality couldn't get anyone viable enough to keep the Aftermath label afloat. It's all hypotheticals and some expanded. We probably wouldn't have 50 if M signed to Fat Joe, so it worked out the way it was meant to. I would like to see what you guys think of this whole thing. Feel free to go deep with the hypothetical arguments, alternate realities, destiny beliefs, and whatnot. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.